Yeah, it's windy as hell. But I'm back here at site 2. I'll make a go of it. As you can see here, this is all I've really done is to trench in to get myself started. Clean this section off right here. And to this point. But I started to cut in a little bit. And right here yesterday I dug up what I think is an agustra. The Clovis point is like the predecessor to this. So this is like the second generation lance form. And the distribution area for this point really encompasses almost all of North America. It's a widespread paleo point. Yeah, right here, and it was fire damaged. But a long time ago, I was thinking about 3 years ago, everybody, in this area right here, kind of, you know, somewhere in this area right in here, I found one surface hunting, but it was kind of crude. It wasn't as the one that I found yesterday that was broken would have been a magnificent specimen. This one, it was kind of cruder, but it was of a lance form. I have it somewhere. I'll have to search for it down the line. I guess I'll show it. I can't promise you I'll show it when you see this, but yeah, I have found one in this area maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It wasn't a Clovis, and I knew it. I knew it was a lance, but couldn't really tell what it was. But now, finding that yesterday, well, it had grinding, good grinding up the sides of this thing. Yeah, it was the real deal. I went through much research on it. The Ohio lance, right? There's a lance form here in Ohio. Well, it wasn't that. You know, it's not a plain view. This thing had basal thinning. It had basal thinning to it and heavy grinding up the sides. So that eliminated some things. And I don't believe it's a Clovis, but it's close. So, all right, I'm going to keep at it here. I'm going to show lots of this. Some of it will be I'm not going to, you know, I'm just going to try to document this. And that means, you know, it's just not going to be me picking up points and showing it. I'm going to approach this the best I can in a true scientific fashion. So, and I'm going to go through all these clumps. That's the reason why I stopped. The ground was just a little bit too wet. But for the next 2 days, it's going to be some good digging for late December. It's going to be good digging. Look, right here's a flake of Upper Mercer chert right here. Yeah. And furthermore, in that direction is site 1, probably about close to a half a mile, but I can see it over open ground here from here. And I've always thought that these two sites were connected. I've thought that for a long time. Trying to connect the dots, everyone. All right, well, let's get into the artifact of it. Let's talk. Check that out. I tell you, everybody, I've been shoveling a lot. And it's really not very good conditions. It's the same problem I run into digging for bottles and marbles. You see the ground's pretty wet. Pretty wet. You can see how far I've trenched. But this is the only piece of a point or blades I've found so far. Yeah, it's made up of Mercer. There's a thinning strike right there. Man, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that's like the base of an Ohio lance, like a transitional paleo. I could be wrong, but wow, believe it or not, to me that's a day maker. One of the pocket it goes with that micro blade. I'm not going to dig too much more. I'm getting hungry. And this kind of work's not like Bob doing. At least it isn't to me. It's a slow go, everyone. And you got to go through this stuff pretty heavy. And you can see it's all clumped up. You know, I don't want to continue. It'll dry up a little bit. Come tomorrow. Get back in here and even do some more digging. But look at this. It's really hard to get this busted up. Wow, man, when that thing flashed, look, right here, something. All out of the same scoop of dirt. Is that an end scraper? It is. Check that out. I love that. Yeah, it's an end scraper. Man, I'm loving that material. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's not that good of one, though. But the material is just shoo-wee. Into the pocket. That's number 3. It's number 3. Let's see what else I got to be careful. I've been flint cut bad several times in my life. So if you're going to do this sort of thing, be careful. Most folks wear gloves. And I can't blame them if they do. This stuff is sharp. All right, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to mill around a little bit more. All right. Well, I've got I'd say over a dozen pieces of nap material in my pocket. And that was just from cleaning the first trench out. Just want to give you a look at the ground here. You see black streakings. That's from charcoal. And then you'll see like a red piece up here. Well, that's from heat treated, like sandstone or something. But these black streaks, you may be seeing like right there. And that's charcoal. And that point was fire damaged, exploded. Yep. So, more good sign. More good sign. It's 9:20 a.m. It's very windy. It is windy, but it is over 50 degrees. So I'm in there. It rained a little bit. I was worried. Look at that. It is doable. And this was the very first piece that I found this morning. It's a chipping of high quality Flint Ridge material. Just a chip. I've been getting a lot of chippings. I'm surprised, no points yet, but that's how it can be sometimes. But I did get that one broken. It's just this stuff is not an exact science. The things have been getting moved around in here. Lord knows. I don't know how long this has been farmed. I really don't. I've not looked into that. So let's just guess. We'll give it 100 years, which is probably a modest estimate. Stuff's been getting moved around in here, so it's difficult to find stuff in cornfields. But as you can see, I've got it tiered. This here is below the subsoil. You know, it's hard pack, almost like clay. And then you're getting into this, like the Horizon B. And a lot of the stuff I'm finding is right there on top of that layer. As you can see the color difference between that and this. So it's like on that hard pack. So I got one piece of Flint Ridge already, and my method is that once I trench in, then I can just use this shovel here to lightly scoop forward and take just real thin sheets of this, just like that. And then I can take it over to my spoil piles and just flip it over, and then by hand I can break down all this to a granulated state. Now, it was less packed. It did rain a little bit, so you can see it's gathering some. But, you know, it's doable. This is doable. Just got to break it all up and roll it through my fingers. Yeah, I ripped my thumbnail off digging for bottles. Yeah. That's from a blade of a tool. You see what I'm saying? Very effective, very thorough. So I'm going to get digging more. So I already got one chipping. have this whole area right here, and if need be, I'm going to dig as much as I can. All right. Well, I'm no artist by any means, but that's kind of a rendering of what this point would have looked similar to. About 11,000 years, 11,005. I ended up getting a couple of scrapers out of this spot too. This one's a little bit unique. That little spot right there. A straight edge scraper. And the material's crappy, really low grade type stuff. And I did get another like little cutting blade. I should clean that a little better, but you can see there. Yep. And it's also made of the same material as the point, which is pretty cool. This was found in that Adena site that I gave up on. I mean, there is some artifacts there, and I did get chippings, but I gave up on it. But all the rest of this stuff, including these little pieces of fire pit rock, all came from this site location here. Same field, but separated by hundreds of yards. This is pretty cool right here. It has a tabletop type finish to it. Yeah, and that was something odd about this spot too. I don't find very much here in western Coshocton County. Creek pebble, broken open creek pebbles. This was odd. See that? Here's another one. Don't find that much on the sites that I hunt, so that was kind of interesting in itself. And just a very diverse cross-section of material. Yeah, Upper Mercer and, you know, some of those creek cherts, and then some Flint Ridge as well. So there you go. A lot of material. I mean, look at that. All the, lots of it was really beautiful stuff, and lots of small finishing chips as well at the bottom of this. So I'm going to keep at it. Stay posted, everybody. I'll find one eventually. Thanks for watching.